drunk already? Suppose Adam must be beavering away somewhere.
No. Why? What time did he leave Chimneys this morning?
Well, that's just it. He sort of didn't come back last night, and well, I thought perhaps he'd stayed the night here.
No, he didn't. No phone call.
No. Oh, hello, Tim. What happened to you last night?
Hello, love. Morning.
Morning, Adam.
Morning.
Well, what happened?
I'm sorry, darling. I had to go to the boat. I'd left some papers there that I had to deal with, to do with the Australian interests. And, well, when I came to leave the boat, the car had a flat, so I spent the night on board.
You don't look as though you slept very well.
You could have phoned.
Well, everywhere was closed. Oh, look, you know where the nearest phone box is. I mean, by the time I'd walked there, I'd have woken you up, and you'd have been mad at me.
I suppose the fact that it was pouring with rain had nothing to do with it.
How did you get back this morning, then?
Oh, the local garage. It opens at 8, and they fixed the tire. It was only a valve, would you believe? You forgive me?
Oh, I shall require notice of that question. Oh, I expect I shall.
Valerie? Wake up. It's 9:20. Valerie?
Good morning, Jay.
Where the hell have you been?
Out.
Listen, Valerie, I've only had about 2 hours sleep. And my patience is thin, so don't try me now. Where the hell have you been?
I've been staying with friends.
Friends? You haven't got any friends here.
I make
You've only been here for 5 minutes, for God's sake.
Very easily, you know that. These were some people I met when you were away, and well, last night after you'd gone, I went down to the bar for a nightcap, and they were there.
The bar was closed.
Only to non-residents. A couple of them were staying there. They invited me to go to somebody's house to continue the party. People think I'm quite amusing, you know.
Don't insult my intelligence with a story like that.
Oh. Well, what do you think I've been doing?
I know what you've been doing. All I don't know is who with.
Duh.
Listen, Val. This isn't Bermuda. Here you play it to my rules. And this is make or break time for you. Remember that.
Yes? Come in.
Good morning, Mrs. Pollard.
Good morning.
Continental breakfast for one with coffee.
Oh, thank
Can I
you.
get anything for you, Mr. Pollard?
Put that thing down and get out.
There's no need to shout at her, Jay. I mean, the poor girl hasn't done anything wrong.
Don't you add canting hypocrisy to the rest, for God's sake. I've had enough of it, and I'm not taking any more, even from you. Will you put that damn thing down and get out? This is your last warning, Val. You're standing right on the edge of a precipice.
Yeah, 32. You know the way, don't you? You're here.
Yes. You know, Jill, we'll need extra help through the season.
The budget won't stand it.
No, I don't mean full-time. I mean just at the weekends, just to cover the Saturday changeover. There must be women in the village who'd be glad of 2 or 3 hours.
Mushrooms.
Well, if you feel like that about it, and...
No. There's a mushroom farm, a packaging station open the other side of Heathbury, and all the local girls go and work there.
Mrs. Hunter, excuse me. I thought I'd just better check. It is still all right for me to take a couple of days off, is it?
Yes, of course, Doris. That's all right, isn't it?
What, this week?
Yes. I'm going today, as soon as I finish work. Mrs. Hunter did say, of course, if it's not convenient...
No, it's all right, Doris, you go. You and Mr. Logan.
My fiancé, yes. I suppose you've heard.
You're engaged. How lovely. Now tell me that happy endings are purely fictional.
Yes, it's wonderful news. Mr. Logan's a very lucky man. We're very pleased for you both.
Oh, thank you.
So this holiday break is by way of a celebration?
Well, sort of. We're going to a little village where, well, we spent a weekend there once during the war. We thought we'd go back, see if it had changed much.
Oh, I hope it's exactly the same, down to the last little duck in the pond.
You set a date for the wedding yet?
Well, we haven't had much time, but it won't be a long engagement.
And what about afterwards? Have you made any plans, found anywhere to live?
Well, that's something I want to talk to you about, all of you. I'm afraid I shall be handing in my notice once Tom and I are wed.
Oh, Doris, you mustn't.
Well, I don't like to. I mean, I'm very happy here, but Tom's put in a bid for the post office, you see, and if he gets
Yes,
it, well...
of course he'll need you there. Well, we shall miss you naturally, Doris, but we're still very pleased for you.
Oh, thank you.
Oh,
Dear.
you know, we'll have to look for a replacement, though.
Yes, I better tell David. He's in the office. David, guess what? Doris is giving in her notice. She's getting married. She's officially engaged to Tom Logan.
Well, well, well.
So, we're going to need extra kitchen staff more than ever now.
Right, well, I'll talk to the local job centre and put an ad in the paper.
Yes.
Come in. Glenda, you all right?
Yes, thank you.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm fine, thanks.
No, you're not. Sit down. You're terribly flustered and shaky. What's happened?
This morning I took a continental breakfast into Mrs. Pollard, and I walked on this blazing row between her and her husband.
Well,
Well, I didn't understand what was going on at first. I just knew Mr. Pollard was blazing. But then I realised Mrs. Pollard had been out all night. Neither bed had been slept in, and she was still in her evening things.
all right, Glenda, why don't you go and have a coffee, take a short break?
Thank you.
You thinking what I'm thinking?
Oh, not even Adam would be that stupid.
Oh, he might. Valerie Pollard. Any man might.
Adam out all night, Valerie out all night. It's got to be coincidence.
And if it isn't a coincidence...
Whoops.
You wanted me, Mrs. Harvey? Oh, yes, I did, Kath. Come and sit down. Now, as you know, ever since the reopening, I've been doing the housekeeper's job, as and when I can fit it in.
Yes.
Well, it's too much. I'm not doing my management job properly or the housekeeping. So we've decided to appoint someone who's sensible and can get on with people and who knows the motel business. Now, the directors all thought that you would be the ideal person. Yeah, well, if you'd like to try it for a couple of weeks and see how you get on, and then if we're all happy, we can make it permanent.
Me? But
It would be promotion and extra money, but, well, it would be full-time and not part-time as you are now. Well, what do you think?
Well, it's not a simple decision, is it? I mean, it's mean a lot of big changes for me and my family. Well, I couldn't say definitely yes without thinking it over thoroughly.
We didn't expect you to say yes straight away. You go home and mull it over.
Goodness knows what Arthur's going to think about it. Still, I'll discuss it with him tonight and let you know tomorrow. Is that all right, Mrs. Harvey?
Oh, yes, good.
Yes, I'll talk it over with Arthur. I said I'd find you here.
Just look at all this mess.
So you'll never guess what's happened. Mrs. Harvey's asked me to be housekeeper.
Housekeeper? In charge, you mean?
Well, yeah, you know, stores and linen and staff problems. Well, you know, the job that Mrs. Harvey's doing now.
Avoiding, you mean? And I don't blame her.
You don't mind, then? Only I said I'd think about it.
Why should I mind?
Well, I mean, them offering it to me before you. I mean, you were here long before me. I mean, by rights, it should be you.
Oh, I wouldn't have it as a gift, even if I was staying.
Hey?
I've just given him my notice. I dare say that's why they didn't offer it to me. No, you take it, Kath, and good luck to you.
It could be solenoid trouble too, Mr. Logan.
Can you do anything about it, or can't you?
Well, now that I've had a closer look at the engine, I can see it needs a lot of work doing on it. And your clutch is slipping.
Oh, no.
Well, how far are you going?
Only to Staffordshire, a village the other side cannot chase.
I've got a nice little Mini you could hire.
No, look, try and put this one to rights, lad. There shouldn't be a lot to be done. I cost enough.
Well, I'll check the starter motor, but you promised me when you get it back, I'll have a thorough going over of it.
If you say so.
In the meantime, you can busy yourself with this.
What's this?
That's a map of there. You can work with the route you've got to go.
I'd know how to get to that place blindfold.
That was 40 years ago, Tom. Thanks, Mac. This'll be a great help.
Okay.
Be careful how I go about it.
Well, try and catch him in a good mood, eh?
Yeah, well, take the shopping through to the kitchen for me, will you? There's a look.
Right.
Oh, hello, Arthur. Have you beaten me to it tonight, then?
Yes, I had a call to make, so I left on time for a change.
I say, what's all this? What's going on?
Hey?
Well, the furniture. Making an early start on the spring cleaning for me.
Oh, just putting in a bit of practice, you know. Start of the season. What? Well, don't say you'd forgotten. You said we'd have an early supper tonight.
Oh, Arthur, do you know I had? It's gone clean out of my mind. I am sorry, you know, I've had such a day.
Yeah, well, never mind. I'll just have a cuppa and a sandwich to be going on with.
Do you have to go out tonight? There's something I want to talk to you about.
Oh, important meeting, Kath. Greens Committee.
Look, no game's as important as this. Look, can't you just give it a miss tonight?
I'm putting up for secretary of the club. I can't not show up. No, whatever it is you've got to tell me, well, that can wait. Now, what about some supper?
Hello, Dad. You're home early tonight?
Yes, and I'm going out again as soon as I've eaten.
Don't tell me he's leaving home just because you've been promoted, Mum.
Glenda, go and put the kettle on, will you? And make your dad a sandwich, will you, while you're about it?
Sorry, I thought you told him.
What is all this?
Sit down a minute, love, will you?
Promoted?
No, not really. It's just that the motel have offered me a different sort of a job. I was going to talk it over with you quietly and see what you thought, and then, of course, she had to go and put her foot in it.
What sort of a job?
Housekeeper. Well, of course, it'll mean more money, and the hours...
You'll be working all hours.
Well, I'm away bus about the day now, aren't I? They won't make much difference. And the extra money, Arthur...
The extra money be blowed. I can still afford to keep my wife and family, I hope. No, it'd be worse, Kath. No home life at all. I'd see nothing of you.
Of course you will.
Well, the weekends. Unless they're pushed at the motel, then you'd be working Saturdays and Sundays as well. No, I'm not having it, Kath. You tell them to find somebody else.
No, it isn't just the money, Arthur. Though it won't come amiss, of course. There's more to it than that.
What?
I don't know. I can't really explain. I've always felt I've never amounted much, either here or at the motel, and...
What are you talking about? You're a wife and a mother. If that doesn't amount to something...
Arthur, they've asked me to be housekeeper. Now, that means I'm appreciated. It's a step up, isn't it? I'd have respect.
You've never had anything else, as far as I know.
In my own right, I mean, not just as...
Mrs. Arthur Brownlow.
You do understand?
Yes, I suppose so. I can't say I like the idea, but... Well, if it means that much to you...
Oh, thanks, love. You won't be the loser, I promise you. I'll be working split shifts, you see, so I'll have plenty of time off. And if I am a bit late, well, Glenda can come on and get your supper for you.
Oh, I've been known to boil an egg for myself. Well, I'll be late, and I've got a reputation for being a good timekeeper. I don't want to lose that. It might stand me in good stead.
Steady, Dad.
Get out of the way, Glenda.
Yeah, what about your sandwich, Arthur? If you don't want it now, I'll wrap it up. You can take it with you. You can't sit through a long meeting on an empty stomach.
No, it won't kill me.
Oh. I was saying, Glenda, that when I get this new job, we must make sure your father doesn't lose out on meals. I mean, if I am a bit late, well, you'll just have to see to things.
We could always get one of them slow cookers, couldn't we? And we could put the stuff in the mortar. Oh! What's the... Oh!
What have you done, Glenda? What have you done now?
Stuck my toe in a box or something. I think I've broken it.
You what?
Oh, Arthur, what a place to leave your bowling bag.
Well, how was I to know that she was going to go tripping over it?
You're right, Glenda.
They've done no end of damage. Brand new, these are.
Oh, don't mind my foot, will you?
Brand new. You haven't Gone and bought another set. Oh, Arthur, that's wicked extravagant. You know we can't afford it.
There's no question of we affording anything. It's not coming out of the housekeeping. I've been saving up. As secretary of the club,
You
it
haven't
behoves
even
me
been
to...
proposed yet, leave alone elected.
Oh, but I will be. Make no mistake about that. It might not be in the same league as your posh new job, but it's what I'm after. I'm determined to get it too. More than ever now. Give me something to do in the evenings.
Oh, I just wish we hadn't agreed to having a drink with the others this evening. I'm trying to behave normally in front of J. Henry and Jill. When we know that Adam and Valerie...
Don't know anything.
Hello.
No.
Oh, hello. I was just saying that J. Henry has a bit of a nerve just telling us that Valerie's going to be working here. Just like that.
Yes, well, we were pretty stupid to accept it just like that.
Oh, there was no stopping J. Henry. Anyway, I suppose we took the line of least resistance. Mind you, that was very decorative.
2 champagne cocktails, please. Would you like to go and sit down there? Good evening.
Good evening.
What do you recommend for dinner?
Well, I understand that Shuey is doing wonders with a beef dish for this evening. Boeuf en dove.
What's that?
Stew. No, it is very special. All day marinating and 4 hours cooking.
Will you excuse me a moment? There's a sailing friend of mine over here.
Well, perhaps you'd like to come and join us.
Yes, of course.
Oh, yes.
Darling?
Yes.
Hello there.
Good evening.
Well, Val, have you got any idea where you'd like to start work in the motel?
I don't think that Jay was really serious about that. Were you, darling?
It's for the rest of you to decide. Val will do what she's told.
You'll get written confirmation on stone tablets.
Ah, thank you. Well, here's to a successful partnership.
Cheers. Cheers. Adam seems to be enjoying himself with his friend.
I dare say they're swapping stories of roughing it on board.
Roughing it in a forced front breeze.
Roughing it on a teak boat with fitted fridge, shower and TV. Oh, and they don't have hammocks anymore, did you know? It's all foam mattresses and pale blue duvets.
How do you know that's what he has?
Well, Adam was so proud of his damn boat, I asked him to show me over it. Please him, of course.
But Asa hasn't been down to the boat for ages, except last night.
Sorry, darling, I seem to have let the cat out of the bag.
I want to speak to you alone.